Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's level 5433 coming at you again with another build video. Today we have an Arcanist build that I've been showing on the channel for a couple of days now. Let's go ahead and go into the sets that we're using. We're using Draugr on the front bar, dual wield maces. You can see it gives you a max magic stat, max penetration, max magicka recovery, and then a little bit of damage there. It's increase your damage done by 322, but reduces your healing taken by 10%. This you'd have to farm out of a dungeon. I believe it's Unhallowed Grave. And I'm using damage health poisons, double dots. On the back bar, we're using the Wretched Vitality Restoration Staff and defending. And the set here just gives us a bunch of recoveries there. You're going to see mag recovery, stam recovery, weapon and spell damage, and then on combat applying a major buff or debuff on a target grants you 260 magic and stam recovery for 15 seconds. And then while doing the minor buff or debuff, you get an extra 130 magic and stam recovery. So that's where we're getting all our recoveries from. And then on the monster helm, I'm using Bloodspawn just for extra tankiness and ulti regen. You can see there what Bloodspawn does. And for one piece, we're using Curious of the Trainee just for the extra health. That piece is reinforced, and everything else is pretty much impenetrable on the setup here. And then we got a light epaulets with that, light sash, light gloves, medium legs, and light shoes. So that's 4 light, 1 medium, and 2 heavy. And you want the chest for sure heavy. That gives you the most armor value out of everything. And then we have infused on all our jewelry, all weapon and spell damage with mag recovery. And for the mythic, I'm using Death Dealer's Feet. And the reason I'm using this mythic is because we want to get to 40k health. And also, when everything's procced, you get like 25k stamina and like 25k magicka and 24k stamina with 40k health. It's kind of gross, especially with all that damage. You have 5k weapon damage right there. So recoveries aren't high right now, but once I get everything procced and going, you'll see that it gets significantly higher. Look at the tankiness here. On the front bar, 2825. Back bars, 3128. And then Bloodspawn, you could add that into the mix too. It's another 3k on each pretty much. So 3128. And then 34. 31. Something like that. And then here's the recoveries with Wretched Vitality. And the Mundus I'm using is the Lady Mundus stone. Stage 3 vampire as well, because we're a dark elf. And I like the undeath passive. And here's the skill sheet. You got Quick Cloak on the front bar, Camouflage Hunter, Audacious Roomman. You could read that there. I like the minor heroism from this morph. You could choose the other morph, but. And then we got Rending Slashes for our main spammable. And for an execute, you kind of like CC uses the flail here. When you hit a person with it, you're gonna actually put a debuff on them. You're gonna take 5% increased damage to enemies drenched in the abyssal ink. You can swap between either, like teeter between them when you're fighting somebody to get both effects on pretty easily. And then for the ultimate, we're using Dawnbreaker Smiting. And on the back bar, I have Resolving Vigor, Race Against Time, Impervious Rune Ward, which is a really good shield. That's why I built so much health, is to make this shield stronger. You could also use blood mist, but I have Race Against Time slotted there just in case, because I don't like to get snared. And for this other skill here on L1, we got Recuperative Treatise. That's going to give us major brutality. It also gives us some recovery, and also going to generate a crux every time it hits them. It's like a little AoE that just pulses out. So you don't have to activate it if you don't want to use it for your sustain, but I just like to keep it up just for an extra pressure on the enemy. And then we got Crux Weaver armor. And while the armor's up, whoever hits you is gonna get minor breach on them, reducing the armor by 2,974. And here's an example of like how you want to get your Crux built up. You see the Audacious Rune Mend is building up my Crux. Once you get 3 stacks on that Crux, this damage shield becomes God. You already just see the heal here in a second. When you see it highlighted, you know that's ready to go. And there it is, a nice little 12k heal outside of PvP. And it's a really strong shield. So like you get a heal and you get a freaking dodge shield, so that skill is OP. And then for the back ball ultimate, we run Sanctum of the Abyssal Sea. This is going to scare people away, and if they're dumb enough to hit you, they're going to kill themselves. So it's probably one of the better defensive ults in the game. I highly recommend using it when you're outnumbered. You can also use Vampire Lord too. And here we go for our champion points. The blue tree, we got Thaumaturge, Master at Arms, Fighting Aura, and then Ironclad. You could set these up however you want, but this is just my base of doing it. Like if you're Khajiit, I recommend Fighting Finesse, but I'm a Dark Elf, so I don't really mess with that. But I was trying out different things though. But this is the best setup I found for the build here. And for the defensive CP, we got Bastion, Survival Instincts. Survival Instincts are actually tied into the Mystic Tenacity there. We want the status X to last so we can get more blocking and dodging out of the Survival Instincts. I'm not sure if it's still useful this patch because the Arcanists are out, but I'm still going to try it, you know. And then Sustain Against Suffering and Pain's Refuge. And Bastion, that's pretty much it for the CP setup there. As far as any gameplay, I'll be posting more coming up soon in the event. And as always, thank you for checking out my channel. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.